we're spreading people out in the cabins. We can legally host 200 people, which is 50% our capacity, which is no problem. And so we're spreading people out either with their immediate family members or people they're traveling down with. So it takes more cleaning, but everyone can be, safer, and you don't have to sleep with someone if you don't want to, if you don't want to share a cabin with someone who snores a lot or smells bad, So we feel like we can do things pretty carefully. We have, so as far as at camp, the kitchen, we've taken a lot of precautions in the kitchen just to protect everyone. So kitchen staff is disinfecting all the surfaces and wearing covering, and then we put up a little acrylic separation. So it's just to protect everyone who's there. But everything else is normal, and we know some of you maybe already got vaccinated, or maybe you already got infected and you're more relaxed, and that's fine. We're not gonna strap you down and have you do things you don't want to do. But our main concern is to keep everyone safe who comes to Agua Viva. So we're very comfortable with those things we've had in place.
Okay, what I'd like you to do is, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask them. One of our goals in doing this trip is to kind of show the world it can be done. Everybody's really on the fence these days. And, some days you wake up and say, oh, great, I'm going to Mexico. And some days you go, oh, great, I'm going to Mexico. And so one of my goals, and the goal of the kind of the lead team, is to show people that you can take trips and you can be safe. But we're really concerned, and we're really aware of the safety issue. So if you have some questions, that would be a good time to ask them. Or if you want to put them in the chat, I'll try to remember to read the chat.
I trust you. I trust you.
Oh,
sorry, that was more of a statement. My apologies.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, Jeremy. Oh, that was Jeremy.
yeah, Dan, I've got one.
Sure, go ahead, Dean.
Is there any issue at the border if team members go down that are unvaccinated, either getting into Mexico or getting back into the U.S.? Because I'm still not vaccinated, and I don't know when I'm going to be called up.
Yeah, thanks you for asking that. I wanted to mention that. So coming down to Mexico, there's absolutely no difference. I go up to the States about once a week, and I think Dave does something similar. So officially on the Mexican immigration website or customs, they say they reserve the right to check people's temperature when they come through. But the truth is, nothing is different than what it's been all along. You just drive right through Tijuana, no problem. And then going north, there's only restrictions on people from other countries. Like my wife was Mexican, she can't cross right now. But everyone else, everyone who's either American citizen or a legal resident, it's no problem to go to the States. My experience, I've crossed maybe 50 times in the last year. My experience is that the guards have never asked me either about my health or temperature or vaccination or anything like that. It's just if I have something to declare, and you go right through. So I don't think there will be any issues coming south or going north. And also we did investigate. Dan had us check in case there's a medical emergency, whether it's COVID or something else, we have the means to take someone to the border immediately. Either I would take someone in a vehicle, or we have a company, we can hire a medical transport system, but in case that's needed, and we have the route to do that, but the border should not be a problem at all.
That's a very good question. Thanks, Dean. There's a question in the chat, Jason, and actually maybe me and Beth, or GU. It says, are we going to have proof of negative COVID tests? And there's a good chance we may ask for that. On the Power Week side, we have two sets of rules, kind of. One is the the Power Week group, and the other is the Giving University group. So Jason, why don't you go ahead and address the Power Week side?
We will not require you to take a test to be at Agua Viva, but just for your own safety and for the safety of our students, because we do have about 10 students here and our staff, we won't, anyone here on staff will wear a face mask when talking with you, and we won't, embrace you or anything like that. We'll just keep a social distance. But we're not going to require tests because our context here in Mexico, it's not easy to go to get a test. So we're not requiring that.
So I was wondering, Dave, what about you guys at the orphanage? What's your feeling? And you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There we go. Well, we're kind of remote. We're up the hill 2.5 miles, so the exposure is very limited. Our kids, our staff, my entire family have all had COVID and recovered very well, very quickly. So the only thing that we like to do is just have people wear masks if they're in and around in close proximity, if we go in the kitchen or we're in close quarters. But besides that, it's very open air. There's lots of room to walk around and be with the kids kind of in the indoor outdoor settings. So it's very comfortable.
So
By the way, so you all know, Dave is the director, or I guess the executive director of the orphanage. That's the part of the GU Giving University trip that will be the first 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday. And some of you are Power Week, and sometimes this can be a little bit confusing. Sometimes I end up in the wrong country. It's so confusing. But anyway, Dave is the orphanage executive director. We're really excited. It's a great little orphanage, and I was a little concerned when I was setting all this up because I was worried where we would put people, because one of the things I wanted to make sure is we could really spread out on the sleeping arrangements. And so initially I thought, well, we'll go down to Aqua Viva and we'll just drive up every day. But Dave is Dave's section, or Dave's part, is coming up. So, but anyway, he just built a facility for 72 people that come and help do stuff down in Mexico at orphanages. And so that's a great, the most we'll have is about 20 Giving University people, so it worked out really nicely. That's a very good question though, Maya. I think it's Maya. More than likely we won't, but I'll have a board meeting in a couple of weeks and I'll let you know. Testing's getting a little easier to get. And I think our question, Jason, is people going down into Mexico. It doesn't sound like if you're on the Power Week side, that Jason's required you to be tested.
Right.
And he's not requiring you to be vaccinated. But I would like to make sure you're like taking vitamins. Here's all my vitamins. See that? That's why I'm so healthy. And then I have these vitamins over here, 21 pills I take. So that's, if you don't get vaccinated, you just have to take 21 pills and you're good. So proof of vitamins, there you go. Hey, Jason, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit of the projects we'll be taking a look at. Let me see if I can pull it up on the screen without messing everything up here.
Okay, and I have pictures of one of them. If you want to allow me to share screen, I can show a quick picture.
Okay.
If not,
let me give the overall first. I'll pick up the right screen. Okay, you should see a little spreadsheet. Don't worry too much about the dollars in there. That's what we use to kind of figure out how much money we need. Jason, can you see that okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So letter A there, build a wooden deck for the Bethany. That's the cabin furthest down the river. For those of you familiar with the ranch, it's down from the pool. There was a bridge that burnt down, And we want to build a very large and nice deck to serve 2 cabins, and it'd be right over the riverbed. So I have some drawings of those that maybe I can show you in a minute. That's a big project. We will have all the cement columns in before, and then the project will be all woodwork to lay it down and do a small railing, and it'll have 2 levels. So we have all the drawings for that. So that's a pretty big project in itself. B is the 2-story building next to the basketball court in the center of camp, where we made our nice guest rooms, where Gary Meyer and did the plumbing and his team last year. So all the siding around the cabin is full of holes from woodpeckers and in there. So we need to replace all the siding on that one. Number C is to install some light posts between the kitchen. So that's an electrical job. We're gonna dig a trench with the backhoe, lay in the I'm thinking in Spanish, sorry. The wooden post, and then install the lamps and the wiring, the cables to go through. I believe we have 5 posts to install, and put some nice outdoor lighting in there to keep, so people can see and they don't trip when they're walking in the night. D is a small project, building a cleaning closet outside quad 4. E is the biggest project of all. So my thought with E, and I'm glad Dave Ingleson is here, and also Dennis. The steel structure or the welcome center is a big project, which we are so excited that we got funding for it. So our team here, maintenance team, has been working. Thank you, Dan. Has been working on the foundations and the footings and all of that. And we expect to lay the cement floor next week. So the plan for Power Week is to do the steel structure, which would mean bringing in the crane and doing all the steel. Then there's going to be glass walls on the sides and a wooden roof on top. So my thought is just do the steel structure. However, if we don't have enough people on Power Week that can do the welding and putting everything together, I don't think we would be able to do it. So I'm kind of waiting to see how many people we have to see if we can do that or not. But that would be the major project there.
You said, so what kind of crane is this? Yeah, I do the crane for Power Plus, so that might be a useful place for me there. And then your lights, but let me know what I'm there to do labor, so that all looks super fun. I can't wait. I'm gonna be quiet now, sorry.
Thank you, Jeremy. So letter F is to build a chicken coop for 100 chickens so that we can have our own eggs. And we've been in contact with the rehab center. They gave us 20 chickens, and so we're starting now, but we want to scale it up a little bit.
Yeah, Veronica Turner will be in charge of that one.
And then G is to build lockers in quad 4. That's a project that was it's a replica of one that was done in 2019, which the Orange County team did to build lockers in quad 3, which is the guys dorm, our male students. And quad 4 is our female students' dorms. So we would like to do the same thing, just to give them a more closet space, because we're having longer term students. So those are the main projects that we have. There's more, but we tried to keep the list short to not overwhelm everyone.
More.
Yeah, the thing is, it kind of depends on the number of people we get. Power Week normally starts Wednesday, I think morning or noon. Is that kind of when the BCC guys start doing some stuff?
They usually arrive Wednesday evening, I think.
Wednesday evening, okay. So basically we have 3 full days, 3.5 days to do stuff. And then the Giving University group comes the last 2 days, Friday and Saturday.
Dan, it sounds like you're going to have to expand Power Week for an extra, 3 or 4 days.
We did take a year off.
Hey, Dan and Jason, I think the plan for VCC is to come down on Tuesday, travel on Tuesday so we can start work Wednesday.
Okay, great.
So what are we needing a crane for to begin with? Is there steel beams that go through the middle of the building or something?
There are steel beams that go across. Yes, not the length of the building, but the other side.
That's right. Okay. Is there details on how to fix the glass into the frames?
No, but our plan is to do that later on, not on this trip. And our plan is to hire to buy it here in Mexico and have them install it.
The glazers will come in and install glass, huh?
Yeah, that's our plan.
Okay.
So the cranes is just to put the metal in place so we don't have to lift it, or a superstructure or something, or is it gonna be on a truck, or?
It
Tell me what we need.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure of this word, but is it the trusses or the
Yep.
things for the roof? So yeah,
The truss.
it would be for the truss for the trusses that go across.
Are those trusses going to be made out of steel, or are they going to be made out of wood?
The plan is for the trusses to be made of steel, and then we put TNG wood on top, the same as the kitchen has,
Yes.
to keep it so it doesn't get so hot, and to keep it this to match the other buildings at the camp. But the structure would be steel.
Okay. I'm wondering if we're going to need a crane at the first part of it, because there's a lot of fabrication to be done before we can erect anything.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Unless you're buying those trusses prefab.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we're not buying anything prefab. We're planning to buy the pieces here and prepare them.
Okay. Is there any details on any of that? What the pieces are and the sizes and everything? Because you can't depend on me to get the right pitch on the building.
We know that.
We're gonna do a square
Is it
building.
snow down there? Is it snowing all down there?
Well, you know, after 3 or 4 times, he'll be okay. No big deal.
Yeah, no. Okay. Good deal.
Dave, we have. Well, I can talk. I need to talk to Dave and Tim and Dennis more detailed about this. I don't want to take everyone's time, but I'll just give you this. We have a 75-page document, which are the calculations that some engineers did, but it's all in Spanish.
Oh, great.
But that's what we have.
Well, learn your Spanish before you go. So for some of you GUers, these guys are kidding around. VCC's probably built 20 buildings down there. The good news is one of them is pretty square and the rest of them are
Everything's still standing.
As long as there's pictures and symbols, I think we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, and
I'd like to get a preview of what I'm up against coming down there. Is there any way that I could see the drawings, whatever the drawings are? I don't want any calculations, just the drawings.
yeah, I can send you them.
That'd be great.
I have your email.
we'll probably have a separate meeting for that because that's a lot of
Okay.
detail that you guys need.
That
So-
does sound like a pretty tall order, because if that building is 30 to 50 feet long, there's going to be a truss every 8 to 10 feet, I would imagine.
Probably 4 feet because
Like 4
of the
feet,
span
yeah.
of the decking. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we have Dave Samoza on the call, and if we get behind, he's the guy that built Power Plus's building, so we'll just leave him down there for a couple of weeks.
I think
I notice his audio is not on, so we'll be good.
I think James is coming on this trip. Is that correct?
I'm sorry,
James
what?
Forsberg. James Forsberg is coming down, correct?
Yeah, I yelled at him to be on the call, but I don't see him here, so I'll yell at him some more tomorrow. But the good news is I'm taping the call, or at least it started a little late, but I'll make him watch the whole thing. There's nothing worse than if you miss one of these meetings, you have to go watch it. Anyway, is there any more questions on COVID? I'm pretty excited. There's about 30 of us, and And I've been praying really hard for 30 people. So, you know, that doesn't mean you're all going, obviously, but it's pretty exciting because I get excited sitting here and saying, hey, we can do this. And so my main concern is really trying to make sure we answer your COVID questions. So is there anything more, let me, any more questions on COVID?
Should we take a test just in case? Would that make everybody more comfortable? Would that be a suggestible thing if it's not a terrible thing to do? You know, for the medical industry, for us to come running down there just in case test, or what do you think?
It depends on if we can get tests that are reasonably priced. And again, there's two different groups here. And so the rules may be a teeny bit different for GU than they are for the PowerWeek guys. I think when you're down there, what we want you to do is, I have people not coming on this because we're kind of making everybody wear masks. And so in today's world, you got people that like masks, you have people that hate masks, you have people that like vaccine, you like people that don't like, you know, you have everything. And
So this follows.
you're just not gonna make everybody happy. But I gotta make sure you guys all feel like you're safe. And we don't want to be reckless. We will probably be outside for a lot of our meals. And I want to pass the meeting over to Dave in just a second. We want to stay really spaced out, and I want to make sure you get an award for how cute your little mask is.
To follow standard protocol, keep your mask on you at all time, and we'll just power through it.
Yeah, like we do at Power Plus.
Yeah, pretty much. It's standard protocol.
Hey, if everybody can see Dave Samoza, I don't know how you say it. Wave your hand. There's Dave. He's got a lot of cool plans on his wall. And in the Power Plus building, half of it is square and the other half has been a little bit fixed. Right. That was Dave. So we're excited to have Dave with us this year. I'm excited to have everybody here. So anyway, I just wanted to give Dave a hard time. So let's move on, and I just need the PowerWeek people to be patient. Dave, where are you? Raise your hand so I can see. Dave Edmondson's going to share a little bit with us. Dave's going to share his COVID plan, and then also a little bit about the orphanage that the GU people are going on Wednesday and Thursday. So Dave, you have the floor.
Okay. The COVID plan that was laid out earlier in our meeting is very, very similar to the way we operate. So I won't repeat it, but we, you know, when we're around the kids, we'll wear masks. There's lots of space to spread out. So that's a good thing. We're going to be outdoors the vast majority of the time. And, you know, people are exercising wisdom. If someone isn't feeling well, that's an issue, and we'll take care of them right away. But overall, just regular protocol is very similar to what we've already talked about. Are you guys comfortable with that, or is there anything more would you like me to go into more detail?
Oh, that's a good picture.
There is the orphanage. Dave's got a really beautiful orphanage, and Dave's a little modest. He's gone every weekend down there since COVID started, except for the weeks he was sick with COVID. But that's a little picture. I'm sure what was supposed to happen in this photo is they weren't supposed to be looking. Because we took this same photo in Cambodia. Because with orphan boys, you're not supposed to show their faces. So we did the same thing. So I spotted this right away, and about half the boys are girls. Most of the other boys are cheating.
And the little one in the middle.
So Dave, how many people, how many orphans you have at your orphanage, and what will you expand it to?
Long story short, we have been, it took us 4 years to build the ranch. We call it the ranch, and we're so pleased. We're a fully licensed, approved Mexican orphanage, one of the few that actually has passed all the requirements. And so we're fully certified through DEEF, Child Protective Services. And we've got phase 1, which we've completed, which was build enough buildings and infrastructure to get the licensing and get open. And then now that COVID is lifting somewhat, we hope everyone kind of comes out of their caves and starts to come back. And we've got a pretty robust plan for phase 2, which is to build 3 more dorms. And our goal is to have 70 children. We have 28 today, but there's tremendous need. Quite a few orphanages in the region have closed due to the repercussions of COVID. Most of them are funding related. And so we've received as many kids as we can from those closed orphanages, but there's just a urgency and a massive need to build another dorm as quickly as we can so we can receive more. Our goal is to at least get 12 to 15 more in 2021. So that's where we're at today. And we're just so thrilled with the momentum the Lord has given us. Even in COVID, the Lord hasn't taken the foot off the accelerator. So we're so grateful for all that's going on there.
Awesome. I have a COVID question, Dave. A little bit. One of the things I get concerned about, is there any way, or is the food preparation handled any different currently than maybe how it used to be? And it's kind of the same question for Jason.
The cleanliness on food prep is the exact same protocol that we had before COVID. We've got a few local people that do all of our food prep, and they do it very well. And we've got a clean facility and clean kitchen. So the protocol is exactly the same. We haven't had any issues.
Yeah, and for us, we have added a couple things. We have antibacterial gel at the entrance of the kitchen. We're asking our kitchen staff to wear a mask when they prepare food, and then we put up acrylic separation between the kitchen and the dining room, and just left a little slide at the bottom for the plates, just so people aren't breathing onto food that's still in the pans. And then we're gonna have 2 eating options. Outside, the tables are gonna be normal. In the inside, we are gonna put like a plastic separation. We're doing that for Mexican groups as well. That's something that's required for us by the Mexican authorities, or we would need to keep everyone 2 meters apart. But there will be plastic separation on the inside, and then the tables outside will be free. So if you don't want to eat with the plastic there, you can sit outside.
Dave, what are some of the projects, if you have 20 of us and we're halfway decent? Well, you can't count me as being decent, but the other 19 will be pretty good.
You bring snacks.
I bring snacks and I take pictures.
What
are some of the projects we might be doing at the orphanage?
And we can kind of drill it down as we get a little closer. It depends on the skill level of the people coming to the ranch. But because we just built the facility, we have a lot of painting that needs to be done. And if we've got people willing to paint, it would be a tremendous help for us. So that's a big one. And then also it would be great for people to interact with the kids. And so we've got a great soccer field, and it would just be fun for our guests to actually spend some time just playing with the kids.
Are there any rules because of COVID in doing that at all?
Because it's all outdoors, we're in good shape.
Okay. And do the kids wear masks outdoors? Or like if we're playing soccer with them, what do you expect us to do, or the kids and us? As far as masks, let's just
learn how to lose. That's what you have to do when you play with kids in Mexico.
Right. They're good.
They're very good.
Well, Dave's a loser, so he's got that down.
It's really difficult to play soccer with a mask on. You just can't breathe. So,
well, if we could have the kids wear, we could probably beat them.
Or taller.
Yeah, make them wear them.
So because it's outdoors, we're I mean, we're happy to take our protocol if it's helpful to you guys or if it's important to you. But for the most part, the kids do not wear masks. If we're indoors, yes, but if they're outdoors playing, they don't. It's too hard to police.
Okay. Super. I was just at a basketball tournament last Sunday, and I tell you, it was like the old days. Everybody had a mask, and they were about 6 inches apart down in Ladera Ranch. So anyway, well, that's exciting, Dave, man. Thanks for a good thing. I sent you guys all the video of Dave's video, and I've sent you Justin's COVID video. So if you don't have it, make sure you tell us. Beth had to drop off the call, but she said, make sure you get your paperwork in. And so if you're on the GU group, you know who you are. And so get your paperwork turned in. And so, GU takes care of most all of the expenses. Some of you are supposed to pay half. And if you have some trouble, we'll help you out a little bit. But I'm not going to help you out if you don't turn in your paperwork. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, I think that's good. Is there questions? There's a Curtis on here. Curtis, I don't know your last name. I don't know if you can get on the call as far as unmuting.
Yeah, I'm on here.
Curtis, where are you from? And are you a GU person or are you a PowerWeek person?
Am I a what? I'm sorry.
Are you on here because of GU or because of PowerWeek?
I did the GU.
Okay, so you're on here because of GU. And okay. And do you have any questions or anything we haven't answered?
No, not at all. Sounds good.
Okay.
Hey, Dan, what is the difference between GU and Power Week people?
Well, GU people have gone through GU.
Oh, okay.
Power Week people aren't as smart, so they don't get to do what we do. We put them and we make them do more work. Actually, how this all happened is Power Week was a group from, I would raise some money and then I would just give it to Aquaviva. But after a while, I found out VCC was coming down all the time. So I raised money and I gave it to them. They're awesome, awesome group. They've been building for 30 years.
So like
they've built 20 of the buildings down there. They're just awesome guys. So and then when I got on the GU board, I combined. They said, "Hey, let's go do a little GU." And so Jason's kind enough to let us stay on the facility of Aquaviva, and sometimes we travel around a little bit and see things, different nonprofits. This year we're keeping it really simple because I'm really most concerned about safety this year. And so instead of one place on 2 days, normally we would do at least 4 or 5. But the number one thing to me is to have a successful trip. We make a video of it and we tell other groups, go down there, you can do it. Because that's what we need. They need a little breakthrough on a group coming down there. Because everybody's nervous. I mean, all of us are probably a little bit nervous.
I've driven with you before. I'll be okay. No, it wasn't funny. Wasn't funny. It's okay, sorry.
Hey, Chris Lee, did you have any questions? I imagine you're a GU person.
No, I don't. Thank you.
And you went through a GU class?
Yes, I did a GU class.
And Beth knows all about you?
Yes.
Okay,
she remembers.
Okay. Well, she's got not a very good memory, but we encourage her. So, Tim, you have any comments? Because you always got something going on in your head.
Which Tim are you referring to?
Tim Zoller. I think you're the only Tim on here.
I got no comments. I mean, I've already talked to you about the whole COVID thing, and you know my feelings about it. So let's do this.
Okay. Well, you guys all need to know Tim's a friend of mine at work, and because he's excited to go, it kind of brought me over the top, and I needed to quit being such a chicken. And so Tim provided that inspiration. So thank you, Tim. Tim went with me to Serbia and Hungary, and we had a lot of fun over there. Tim likes to talk, so I had some rules for Tim, like he couldn't talk till everybody else talked. But other than that, Tim's a good guy. Tim's going to be one of our drivers. We're going to have 3 or 4 big vans, and Tim and Dave might be one, and a couple of you. So anyway, Veronica, do you have anything on your mind other than the chicken coop that you're building?
Funny. No, I think it's actually exciting to kind of see just the excitement of people trying to, come out of this COVID, heaviness that's on us. I think people want to, they want to step out, at least for me. I think lately I've been trying to just, stay encouraged and try to just, like Tim Zoller, let's just do this. Let's just go. So
It's like,
I think
it's like the old Nike commercial, just do it.
let's just do it.
Thanks, Veronica. Jason, make sure you keep your dad away from our chickens at this place, because he stole our eggs at the other place. So gotta protect those eggs.
He was selling them.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Giving half the money to Jason. That's what was so upsetting. There was a Brian on the call. Oh, there's a question: is the painting at the ranch indoors or outdoors? And the answer is yes. It's probably both. I think Dan is from San Francisco, if I remember correctly. Dan, and in the printing business. Is that correct, Dan?
Mountain View, I think.
And Dan's on here somewhere.
Yeah, there I am. Yeah.
Hi, Dan. Now you guys all know Dan. Dan is from Mountain View.
Yeah, Dennis is the one who gave me a sprayer and always makes me paint.
Yeah. Well, that's because he's Dennis and he's kind of in charge. So.
But
you have any questions, Dan?
I already asked it. You answered it.
Okay. Oh, well, the painting thing. I don't pay attention to my own answers. Brian Bros, are you a GU person?
Yeah, I'm a GU person with Beth, and Dan, I'm part of the group, the Lebanon group as well.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
are you the video guy?
Yeah, that was something I wanted to. I've been talking with Beth a little, but I think I'm on the side. I'd love to do an email or video chat with you and Beth concerning media stuff and what role I can play in that and what I can provide with that and stuff. So I think that's something I can hit you. I can email you tomorrow morning on a time.
Yeah, we'll chat. We'll chat. I think one of the things that might be kind of fun to do is do a little video of this whole trip. And we'll use it to encourage other GU groups because everybody needs encouragement right now. And we're going to Mexico, and that's an adventure. But when we start flying people to Lebanon, like myself, or Colombia, like Veronica, or other places, people really got to be encouraged. So it's like, if you get COVID over in Lebanon,
I have a pretty good strategy that I'll talk to you guys about in terms of media assets that I think would be really good for this, especially a overarching video kind of about this trip and why it's, quote unquote safe to start doing these sort of things again.
Right. Well, I'm always good because I'll grab a hammer and pound away while you video, and then as soon as you quit video it, I walk away.
I love it. Yeah.
I learned that from Tim.
Yeah, we'll talk separately about that. I'll email you and Beth tomorrow morning. We can talk about it.
We'll set up a call. We'll also set up a call on the steel and the building and all that good stuff because Dave had some great questions. And I know Gary Hagen's on the call. He's kind of on the fence, which I understand. And if you end up not going, I understand. So don't feel like you're stuck with going with me now. Dean, I'd love to have you come, and I know you're waiting on your vaccination. Your sister doesn't want me vaccinated, so maybe she's trying to kill me. I don't know. So Dean is my wife's brother, so we kind of go back a ways. Any other questions, Dave or Jason?
Yeah, is the drawings in feet and inches or in? I hope.
It's in Spanish, Dave. Check your
I know,
email.
but is it feet and inches or is
It's
In
all
centimeters.
it's
in
in
meters.
that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
Hey, they have calculators for that.
Oh, good. You bring the calculator, Tim.
At least it's not measured in cubits. So.
Yeah. You might do better with meters, Dave. Since you don't know feet.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah. That's close enough.
Might be a built-in excuse.
Well, we gotta have those, Dennis.
Hey, you don't have to,
Make sure you bring your special tape measure, Dave.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim and Dennis, if you guys could,
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Tim and Dennis, if you guys could kind of get me, me and Jason and I, like, who you think is going to end up going. I think we're close to the 10 on the Power Week side at this point.
Okay. Yeah, we're working on that.
So I noticed a couple people on the call that are new. So, yeah, cool. Well, listen, everybody, we're keeping it short, so it's only 49 minutes. And so we'll be in touch. Again, GU people, please get in your paperwork. Even if you're waiting on a vaccine or something, it'd be nice if you have the paperwork turned in. If something drastic happens with COVID, obviously we'll call it off. But we'll try to hold out as long as we can. We have another trip scheduled with Hugo in Mexico to build some houses. And they're excited to get things going too. So this is a kind of exclusive to Aquaviva or Generation One. I think everybody in general wants to get things going. Scott from Hugo thought there might be a little spike up in COVID in Mexico around the middle of April because there's some holidays or something. So there might be a little poke up.
Yeah, after Easter.
So, Jason, if you can kind of contain the people down there and tell them to behave, it will be a lot better for us. So anyway, well, listen, thanks for being on here. I appreciate all of you. Looks like we'll get 30 of us, which is exciting. And if you're a GU second or third timer and we need to help you, let us know. If not, it's really a modest price anyway. And I think that's it. So
Okay.
I'll let you all go. Have a safe rest of the week. Take your vitamins.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Please do shots and behave yourself.
Thanks,
See ya.
Dan.
Good night, guys.
Good night.